Hey guys, how's it going? It is Monday, April 20th. It's about 5 o'clock p.m. Just heading down here in Tempe, Arizona. Just heading to pick up some dinner for me and my family. Eating salad tonight, trying to keep it healthy. Hey, I just wanted to do a quick video here. I've gotten a lot of questions lately, people asking me what the difference is hiring someone who's licensed, bonded, and insured, and why that makes a difference, okay? So I don't know if any of you know or how many of you know. We are a licensed, bonded, and insured company. And what that means, number one, is that we are licensed. Somebody with a motorcycle over here. So we are licensed. So I have passed a state test, giving me, showing a certain level of, what's the word, competence. So I'm a licensed plumber and gas fitter, so I can work on anything plumbing related, plumbing, sewer, or gas. We can do new construction, service work, remodels, repairs, anything like that. So that's what the licensing is. You have to take a state test. You have to prove that you have 4 years of minimum of experience. And then you got to have somebody, a boss or a supervisor or an owner, notarize that, and just to basically guarantee that you did in fact work for the company and you were not the janitor, you know, that you were doing real plumbing work and you have 4 years field experience. And then you take a test, a business test and a trade test, and if you pass them both, then you get a plumbing contracting license. And so that's what I have. So I have a CR37, which is the highest plumbing license you can get in Arizona, because Arizona has several different licenses, and they're all based on how much work you can do. So for example, Arizona has a CR37, which stands for commercial and residential, and then 37 denotes the trade that you're in. So air conditioning is a CR39, and then electrical, I believe, is a CR11. So all the numbers denote the trade, and then the letters denote what type of work you're going to be doing in that trade. So we have a CR37, so we can do everything from solar to irrigation lines. I mean, we can do all of that stuff. We don't really do that, but we can do that. And then there's an R37, which allows you only to do residential work. Then you can imagine there's a C37, which only allows you to do commercial. And then there's an R37R, which is restricted, meaning you can only do, like, basically only residential and only like small repairs under a certain dollar amount or something like that. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but it's something along those lines. That's what the R means, is that it's restricted. So we have a CR37, so we are fully licensed. Now the bond, when you're bonded, only people that do residential work have to be bonded. So if you have a C37, you do not have to have a bond. If you have a CR37, you do residential, that means you do have to be bonded. And what the bond is it's basically like insurance for the homeowner, is what the bond is. So say, for example, if I go to somebody's house and they want me to do this big job, 10 grand or whatever, and I tell them, hey, in order to do this job, I want 5 grand up front, okay? Not every contractor does that, but that's legal to do that if you want a deposit to secure the material and whatever else. That's fine if you do that. But a bond is so that if I take that deposit, but then I never come back and I basically steal their money, they can file a claim against my bond, and the state of Arizona, the ROC, they will give me a slap on the wrist. They'll tell me, hey, got to give their money back. And if you don't give their money back, we're going to pay them back at least part of the 5 grand out of your bond money. And then once your bond money is depleted, and say they use it all paying these people back, or say I file multiple people file claims against me, and my bond money's depleted, there's probably a few grand in it. I don't know. I don't really know how much is in it. I've never had to use it or had anybody file against me or anything like that. Not even really sure. I probably should know that, but I don't. But there's a certain dollar amount in it. They pay the people back out of this, and then if it depletes, or if you have all these strikes or whatever, they revoke your license or they suspend it. So then you can't operate legally or do business in Arizona until you fulfill the bond again. Basically, it's basically a protection for the homeowner, so that there is no way that somebody could just steal their money and not come back, and they have a recourse, you know. So the homeowner, if you're dealing with a legitimately licensed and bonded and insured company that has a good reputation and you have no reason not to trust them, it's usually pretty safe to give them a deposit if they really ask for it. If it's a high dollar amount, or if the equipment's pretty expensive or something, and so for some reason, then that's okay. You know, I don't really knock people for doing that, and in certain cases I do it. I don't do it all the time, but I mean, in certain cases I do it, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, simply because the homeowner has a recourse. Now, if it's a handyman that cannot be licensed or bonded, because no insurance company is gonna insure a handyman. You know, you can't get a bond or a license if you're just a handyman. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being a handyman at all, and they have their place. You know, it's great, and they do a lot of the patchwork after the plumber's gone. They patch the drywall, they patch the concrete, they do all kinds of stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But my point though is that if you have a handyman that is unlicensed, unbonded, you don't really know where he came from. You just some referral, or you just found him on Craigslist or something. If he takes your money, you may never find him again, ever. He'll just ride off into the sunset with your money, and he'll just disappear, and you'll never find him. So that's a protection that the homeowner has, is the bond. So make sure that if you hire a licensed contractor, that you look up and make sure that he's bonded. Okay, that's a key word. The insurance, licensed, bonded, and insured, the insurance is insurance for whoever you're working for, whatever property you're working on for. So the insurance that I have is not, I don't advertise that I have insurance for my van or something, or that I have health insurance. That's not what the insurance is implying. It's actually implying that the property you work on is insured, or the equipment you work on, or something that's protecting the homeowner. If you light their house on fire, you know, God forbid you accidentally light their house on fire or something, their property, if you have good insurance, their property will be covered. If you break the lady's $1,000 vase or whatever, it's covered. If you back your van up to their overhang and you damage their eave or whatever, I don't know, I'm just giving examples. It covers their property, not your own. You know, sometimes it covers your own depending on the insurance you have, but it definitely covers their property. And so if you do commercial work like we do, you usually have to have up to a $2 million insurance policy. So you got to be serious about the work that you do, and you got to be, the people have to take you seriously. So that's what licensed, bonded, and insured means. All three, they're all different, but they're all very important. So if you're going to hire someone on your property, try as best you can to make sure that they satisfy all three of those, because if somebody is licensed and insured but not bonded, they still might be able to screw you in some way. Or if they're just bonded and insured, you don't know if they're licensed or if they're even doing it right or legally. Or if they're licensed and bonded, but they're not insured, they might be doing a good job and not screw you, but then if something goes wrong and it's a complete accident and they burn something or whatever, you might not be covered. So make sure that you got all three. And yeah, just want to make that video. Hey, thanks for watching.